So we continue to read from Sri Isopanishad. We are on mantra 16. Pushan ekarshe yamasurya prajapatya pyuha rasmin samuha tejo yatte rupam kalyana tamamam tatte pashyami yo asav asav purushah soham asmi. O my Lord, O primeval philosopher, maintainer of the universe, O regulating principle, destination of the pure devotees, well-wisher of the progenitors of mankind, please remove the effulgence of your transcendental rays so that I can see your form of bliss. You are the eternal supreme personality of Godhead, like unto the sun, as am I. So we heard in mantra 15 where Isopanishad is saying to the Lord, please remove the effulgence so I can see your face. And now the Isopanishad 16 mantra is saying, please remove this effulgence of your transcendental rays, the Brahma Jyoti, so I can see your form of bliss. Your form is full of bliss, of happiness. So reading from the purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta.
So what is the difference in this and that?
I'm sorry?
What is the difference between the 15th and the 16th?
The first one was kindly remove the effulgence so I can see your face. And then now here more detail is given. O primeval philosopher means the original philosopher. Means all philosophies, all things comes from him. Original philosopher. So if we need to understand true philosophy, we need to hear from him. Then maintainer of the universe means the Supreme Lord is maintaining this universe. So he's a person. So it's going more deeper into what we heard yesterday. That, okay, you're a person, you're not just simply light. Kindly please remove the light so I can see you. You're a person, and what are you doing? You are the speaker of the original philosophy. You're the one who's maintaining this universe. You're the one who's regulating everything. And the pure devotees, they always want to be with you. Destination of the pure devotees, the devotees are always thinking about you. They always want to be with you. They always are with you. The pure devotees are always with you. Then well-wisher of the progenitors of mankind. Krishna is the well-wisher. And again, the prayer is repeated. Please remove the effulgence of your transcendental rays so that I can see your form of bliss. You're the eternal supreme personality of Godhead, like unto the sun, as am I. Because the impersonal idea is so deep-rooted in us. It's so deep-rooted in us, So Sri Isopanishad is going deeper into it. That, no, God is a person. He's not just simply light. He's a person. The sun and its rays are one and the same qualitatively. Similarly, the Lord and the living entities are one and the same in quality. The sun is one, but the molecules of the sun's rays are innumerable. The sun's rays constitute part of the sun, and the sun and its rays conjointly constitute the complete sun. So when we say, oh, the sun is out, and then how do we know? Because we see the sunshine everywhere. We see the sunshine. So wherever there is sun, there has to be sunshine. Sure, sometimes we can't see the sunshine like today because it's a cloudy day. But does it mean the sunshine is not there? It's there. Only our vision of the sunshine is covered. So the planet sun and the sunshine, the quality is the same, but the quantity is very different. The heat, the light in a particle of the sunshine is very different than the heat and the light which is coming from the sun planet. Right? Heat and light is there in both, but the quantity is very different. That is how our position is. That's what our position is. Krishna is the sun. We are like tiny molecules of the sunshine. So that's how we are one and same. We are also Sachidananda. We are also Brahman. Krishna is Sachidananda, but he is Para Brahman. He's the supreme Brahman. So within the sun itself resides the sun god, and similarly within the supreme spiritual planet, Golok Vrindavan, and from which the Brahma Jyotir effulgence is emanating, the Lord enjoys his eternal pastimes, as verified in the Brahma Samhita. So in the sun, inside the sun, there is the sun god. Surya Dev is there. Yeah, the deity of the sun is there. Similarly, Krishna, where does he live? He lives in Golok Vrindavan, which is in the spiritual world. It's the highest planet in the spiritual world. It's in the Vaikuntha. It's called Golok Vrindavan or Krishna Loka. So the light which is coming, the Brahma Jyoti, which is everywhere, all pervading, where is it coming from? It's coming from this planet, Krishna Lok, Golok Vrindavan. And why is this planet having so much light? Because all the light is coming from Krishna's body, the effulgence of Krishna. So that's why, because it's coming from his body, his planet is self-effulgent, and from his planet, this light is spreading everywhere, everywhere. In the spiritual world, in the material world. We read yesterday that the material world is nothing but, in the same light, in this Brahman effulgence, a tiny portion of it gets covered by this material world, by the Mahatattva. So even the material world is situated on this Brahman, because nothing can exist without the Brahman, because everywhere, Brahman is everywhere. It's unlimited. So Lord Brahma, he says in Brahma Samhita 5.29, Chintamani prakara sadamashu kalpa vriksha laksha vrateshu surabhir abhipalayantam lakshmi sahasra shata sambrahma sevayamanam govindam adipurusham tam aham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, fulfilling all desires in abodes filled with spiritual gems and surrounded by millions of wish-fulfilling trees. So what is Brahmaji saying in his prayers of Brahma Samhita? He's saying he worships Govinda. Govinda, he's the primeval Lord. Here he's being very specific. Govinda, he's not calling Vasudev Krishna, he's saying Govinda, one who is taking care of the cows in Golok Vrindavan. Govinda, he's the first progenitor. He's the first original personality. Everyone and everything is coming from Krishna. He's the cause of all causes. So there, what is he doing? He's tending the cows. This is what God does. He's a cowherd boy. And when we hear, we are saying, we feel, oh, how, why, how can be? How can God, the most important person, he just be a simple cowherd boy playing in the forest with his friends? How can be? But this is who God is. This is who he is. And all fulfilling all desires in abodes filled with spiritual gems. So Krishna fulfills all desires. The cows fulfilling all desires. The cows are also can fulfill all desires because they are the Surabhi cows. The Surabhi cows can fulfill all our desires. Krishna is fulfilling all our desires. And what's in the abode? It's filled with spiritual gems, Chintamani. Chintamani. Here, our planet is made of earth, water, air, fire. Over there, it's all Chintamani, spiritual gems, and surrounded by millions of wish-fulfilling trees. Over here, the trees, for example, a mango tree will give us mango. Apple tree will give us apple. Cactus will give us cactus. But in Golok Vrindavan, the trees are wish-fulfilling. We can ask a tree, my dear tree, can you please give me some milk? I want to offer to Krishna. The tree will give us. Because over there, the tree knows that everyone is going to ask something only for the pleasure of Krishna. It's not going to be saying that, oh, my dear tree, you please give me $1 million so that I can invest in the stock market. No, that's the reason we are not in the spiritual world. And that's the reason we do not have wish-fulfilling trees here in the material world, because we will create even more havoc than there already is. You know, imagine if we had trees that could give us anything and everything here. What would be the state of the world? Because each of us would think about ourselves. What is good for me? And we are not able to think what is good for everyone. And then because of that, the whole world would be more chaotic. So in the spiritual world, there is wish-fulfilling trees. And he's always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis, or goddesses of fortune. Here we are always running behind one goddess of fortune. My dear Lakshmi Devi, please be in my house. Please be in my tijori. Please be in my bank balance. Over there, what? Krishna is being served by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmi Devis. Lakshmi Devi, hundreds and thousands of Lakshmi Devis are serving Krishna. So here Brahmaji is seeing that, and he's describing to us in Brahma Samhita. Reading on, the Brahma Jyotir is described in the Brahma Samhita as the rays emanating from that supreme spiritual planet, Golok Vrindavan, just as the sun's rays emanate from the sun globe. So the sun rays, the sunshine is coming from the sun planet. So where is this Brahma Jyoti coming from? It's coming from Golok Vrindavan. Until one surpasses the glare of the Brahma Jyoti, one cannot receive information of the land of the Lord. So unless we go beyond this light, try to see where is this light coming from? Unless we surpass that, we will not be able to understand Golok Vrindavan. If we are just happy to understand there is light, we are not going to endeavor to understand where the light is coming from. Then we will our understanding will be only up to the light. The impersonalist philosophers, blinded as they are by the dazzling Brahma Jyoti, can realize neither the factual abode of the Lord nor his transcendental form. So the impersonalist philosophers, the philosophers who advocate that God is light, they cannot understand, they cannot realize the form, that God has a form, that he has a planet that he lives in, that he has activities that he does. Why? Because limited by their poor fund of knowledge, such impersonalist thinkers cannot understand the all blissful transcendental form of Lord Krishna. They think that the light is all in all. They're so blinded by the light. Their understanding is only up to the light. The desire is only up to the light. The desire is not there to understand the full absolute truth. The desire is not to understand the absolute truth as he is. And that's the reason they're not able to understand that God has a transcendental form, limited by their poor fund of knowledge. So they pride themselves in knowledge. They pride, the impersonalists, they pride that we are the Gyanis, we have the knowledge, but their knowledge is incomplete, poor fund of knowledge. They cannot understand that the supreme absolute truth has a transcendental form, which is full of knowledge, full of bliss, and is eternal, Sat Chid Ananda. In this prayer, therefore, Sri Isopanishad petitions the Lord to remove the effulgent rays of the Brahma Jyoti so that the pure devotee can see his all blissful transcendental form. So Sri Isopanishad is guiding us that, okay, your understanding is still the light, but pray to the Lord to remove this light so that you can actually see the beautiful, beautiful form of the Lord, transcendental form of the Lord, blissful form of the Lord. So this is the prayer of the 16th mantra of Sri Isopanishad. By realizing the impersonal Brahma Jyotir, one experiences the auspicious aspect of the Supreme, and by realizing the Paramatma, or the all-pervading feature of the Supreme, one experiences an even more auspicious enlightenment. But by meeting the personality of Godhead himself face to face, the devotee experiences the most auspicious feature of the Supreme. So we can see the degrees of auspiciousness. So by being situated on the Brahman platform, by being situated in the light, we feel auspiciousness. We feel auspiciousness, there's peace, there is happiness. But as we advance further, as we understand, we realize the super soul, the Paramatma feature, we experience more auspiciousness, more knowledge, auspicious enlightenment. So on the Brahma Jyotir platform, on the Brahman platform, there is knowledge, there is happiness. But once one realizes the Paramatma feature, one realizes more knowledge, more happiness, more auspiciousness. But when we understand that the Supreme Lord has a form, he has a form, he has a beautiful transcendental form, and actually can see him, who he is, the devotee experiences the most auspicious feature of the Supreme. The most auspicious. That's why it's called understanding the Supreme Lord in full. Well, we can't understand him in full because he's unlimited, but to our degree, whatever we can understand, that he's a person. He's a person. Understanding his personal aspect, since he is addressed as the primeval philosopher and maintainer and well-wisher of the universe, the supreme truth cannot be impersonal. There are so many philosophers. We have so many philosophies prevalent in the world right now. So who made that philosophy? There's a person behind that philosophy, right? There's a philosopher behind that philosophy, and that philosopher is a person. So Krishna is the original philosopher. So he's a person. It's not just the light, that the philosophy is coming from light. We have no experience that from light some philosophy comes. Have we experienced that? No. No, it's always someone speaking the philosophy, right? Maintainer. Krishna is the maintainer. Have we experienced that the light is maintaining something? No, always we see there's a person behind something, or behind maintaining something. That person who's maintaining this entire material and spiritual worlds is Krishna. Well-wisher of the universe. Who's that? That's Krishna. So he's a person. The Supreme Lord is a person. He's not just some light. This is the verdict of Sri Isopanishad, that the supreme truth cannot be impersonal, cannot. The word Pushan, maintainer, is especially significant for, although the Lord maintains all beings, he specifically maintains his devotees. After surpassing the impersonal Brahma Jyotir and seeing the personal aspect of the Lord and his most auspicious eternal form, the devotee realizes the absolute truth in full. So Krishna maintains everyone. He maintains everyone. Why? Because each living entity is his child. We belong to him. But he especially maintains his devotees personally. He has a personal relationship with the devotee, just like a parent and a child. There are parents and they have many children, but there is one child who's always trying to be more with that parent, being more loving, more kind. And another child is always fighting with the parent. I don't want you. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to talk to you. So what's going to happen? The parent is going to maintain both of them, of course. Both of them are given food and shelter in the house. But because the child who is speaking more to the parent, spending more time with the parent, automatically the parent is spending time with that child. So it's automatic. It's a very logical thing. So after surpassing the impersonal Brahma Jyotir and seeing the personal aspect of the Lord and his most auspicious eternal form, the devotee realizes the absolute truth in full. So this is to understand the absolute truth in full, that he is a person. The light which is coming from his body, and he is all pervading everywhere in his Paramatma feature. So that this is the reason the devotee's understanding of the absolute truth is the most complete and most perfect. So in his Bhagavad Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami states the complete conception of the absolute truth is realized in the personality of Godhead because he is almighty and possesses full transcendental potencies. So also the conception of absolute truth, the full conception, the complete conception of absolute truth is understood in the personality of Godhead, in the person, the Supreme Lord as a person. Why? Because he's almighty and he has all these transcendental qualities. The full transcendental potencies are in the person of Krishna. So the complete conception of absolute truth is realized in the personality of Godhead, means understanding that God is a person. Then we can understand the absolute truth as he is, the complete conception that he has these potencies, he has these transcendental potencies. The full potency of the absolute truth is not realized in the Brahma Jyoti. Therefore, Brahman realization is only partial realization of the personality of Godhead. So Srila Jiva Goswami is one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, and in his commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is called the Sat Sandarbhas, in the Bhagavad Sandarbha, he is saying, when we understand God as a person, we can understand God in completeness and total, because we understand, oh, a person, he has energies, he has this, ability to do things, because these things are not, we are not able to understand these things, because if we think that God is light, then we are negating that he has this energies with which he can do things. So then that's the reason people who think God is light, their understanding of absolute truth is not very complete. There is still a lot of doubts there, because not understanding the Lord as he is, that he's a person, he has these energies with which he can do these things. When we understand that, then everything becomes easy. It becomes easy. So that's the reason Brahman realization is partial realization. O learned sages, the first syllable of the word Bhagavan, Bha, has 2 meanings. The first is one who fully maintains, and the second is guardian. So Bha, what does Bha mean? Bha means one who fully maintains, means the maintainer, fully maintains, and who's the guardian. And the second syllable, Ga, Ga means guide, leader, or creator. The syllable Van indicates that every living being lives in him and that he also lives in every being. In other words, the transcendental sound Bhagavan represents infinite knowledge, potency, energy, opulence, strength, and influence, all without a tinge of material inebriety. So when we say Bhagwan, Bhagwan means someone who has all these potencies, someone who is maintaining, someone who's the guardian, someone who is the guide, someone who's the leader, he's the creator, with whom everyone lives with him. He is inside everyone, means he has infinite knowledge. All the knowledge is coming from him. All the strength is coming from him. All energy is coming from him. All the wealth, the opulence is coming from him. All influence is coming from him without a tinge of material inebriety. So this is how This is that we are trying to understand the absolute truth in completeness as he is, and trying to understand the absolute truth in full, that he is a person. He has all these energies by which he can do these magnificent, magnificent activities. Is that okay?
Yes.
Any comments?
Mm.
No? So I hope then the doubts are being clarified, and the position of Krishna and the position of Brahman, effulgence, and position of Paramatma is becoming more and more clear as we are reading the Sri Isopanishad.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for listening in. Shri Isopanishad ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.